Who had long-term eye contact. This is a long time, like 4-minute eye contact. Some of them are so moved by it that they actually ended up falling in love and getting married.
Oh my gosh, you guys, stare him down, girls. Stare him down. What's your question for Andrew?
Hi, I'm Trisha. Okay, this is one that I always struggle with. Who should pay on the first date?
He should. Is there a scientific thing?
Go Dutch. Go Dutch.
Hassan, you're not a scientist.
No, I can take this one.
What do you?
I think if the guy has invited the girl out, then the guy should pay. If he chose the restaurant, then he should pay.
Okay,
No,
now,
but-
you guys are talking about like morals. I want to hear from Andrew. Okay, you guys are talking about what you feel, but for Andrew, what is like the scientific thing for paying?
I think the science would suggest that, in general, it's the guy who should pay, because in the animal kingdom, it's really the females who are the more precious. It's the guys who are pursuers. In fact, some animals or some insects, whatnot, when they mate, actually the male brings food for the female to eat while they mate. So in the animal kingdom, the logic suggests that the male should pay for the meal.
Wow, so the male in the animal kingdom brings food and they're having sex and she's eating while they're doing it?
Doesn't that sound like a great...
That sounds great, especially if it was barbecued ribs. Would actually suck. Okay, what's your question?
What are we supposed to wear on the first date? Are we supposed to show up our style, be classy, show skin? Like, what are we supposed to wear?
That's a good question.
Thanks.
What do you guys think?
I'll take it. I think a girl should hooch out just a little bit. Keep
Hooch
it classy.
out.
Keep it classy.
Like, keep a little bit to the imagination and show a little also.
Well, basically the basic rule is to show a little up top and nothing down below, or a little below and nothing up top.
Oh, you
I don't
know
want to
that.
show.
That is,
You're good.
That is true.
Nothing in the pay.
That is true.
That's a rule. Everybody should know that.
Well, now let's get to the science of it.
Well, according to studies, men are more attracted to a woman's body than her face. So I think the outfit should be at least a little revealing. Interestingly enough, the other thing you can do...
Wait, slow down.
Okay, yes.
A man is more attracted to her body than her face.
Correct.
So I heard that you guys do something called a butter girl.
Butterfield.
But a face.
Butterface. Oh, a butterface. Like she's fine, body, oh, everything but her face. So that's okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So show some skin.
Well, the other thing I would say is that a thing that women can do that I don't think they know about is that if they go out at the time of the month where at their peak fertility, they'll be more attractive according to studies. They'll actually, their voice will be more attractive to men. They'll even smell better to men. This is all according to the scientific research.
Wait, so she's on her period?
No, when she's
Right
when she's
before.
ovulating.
Oh, when she's ovulating, which is like what? How many days before the period? Like 10, 7, 10, something? 14 days? We'll be right back. Later. It's called a mantrum.
Get away from me with the camera!
Has he ever been abusive to you?
I slapped her. I broke down and I started crying.
I know that we have all witnessed a child throwing a temper tantrum. The child will shout. The child will throw their hands up in the air and they'll shake their fists and stomp their feet and cry. And you know how sometimes they just fall out in the middle of the grocery store, just like, ah! And they do all of this because they're not getting their way. But what happens when that person throwing the tantrum is not your little 2- or 3-year-old, but the very grown-up man in your life? Okay? That's not called a tantrum. It's called a mantrum. And Shelley says that from the outside, people think her boyfriend Justin is Prince Charming. Look how sweet he looks. But they would be shocked by the mantrums that he throws behind closed doors. Check this out.
Look at this. This is ridiculous. Now we have clothes strewn all over the living room. And why? Why?
Because I don't know why. Because I don't want to do this and I want to go.
Just fold the laundry and we can go. That's all.
I don't want to fold the damn laundry.
Why?
Because I don't.
And you just kick the basket across the room and now the laundry's all over the floor, so pick it up, please.
I don't want to fold the damn laundry. Let's just go. We're late. I don't even want to go anymore. Do you realize this? I don't even want to go. Why? If I come home from work, I just want to sit down for 5 seconds. I don't want to fold the laundry and go. This is so...
Okay, that was crazy. That was weird. It was weird because it really did feel like you were talking to your spoiled son.
Absolutely.
And this is your man.
Yes,
How long have you guys been
absolutely.
together?
2 years.
2 years?
Yes.
And how long has he been throwing tantrums?
The whole time.
Are you serious?
Yes, absolutely. And that was a mild one, actually, compared to what they usually are, Tyra.
That was a
Yes.
mild one.
Yes.
Okay, I know sometimes like what types of things will throw him off or make him go off?
Oh, it could be anything. We could wake up in the morning and he could be getting a cereal, and if he doesn't have enough milk, oh, good Lord, it changes from this to this in like 2 seconds.
Okay, tell me about he has a fear of dogs.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so tell me
Absolutely.
that.
Well, we were at my girlfriend's house a couple weeks ago. Her boyfriend was having her birthday party, so we went over there. And he has like one of those big Rottweiler dogs, you know, the big angry ones that should have like spiky collars and all that. So, you know, he'd been bitten in the face when he was little, and he has a scar from it, so he kind of has a fear of it. So when we first got there, I noticed that the dogs were upstairs. There was 2 of them there, and they were kind of like fighting and like, you know, growling at each other and doing like crazy dog things. So I told my girlfriend, I'm like, hey, I don't like dogs like that. Could you please put your dog away? Because I didn't want to embarrass him and make him feel, you know, like less of a man. So I asked her, you know, can you put the dog away? Oh my goodness, he lost it. They came upstairs and said, oh, don't worry, we're going to put the dog away, thinking that it was me that was afraid. Well, Justin automatically assumes that I had told him that he was afraid of the dog, so he loses it, Tyra. Loses it in the middle of the night.
So you had a tantrum?
I did have a man.
In front of everybody?
I did.
Okay, why do you think you have them?
I think it has to do with a little bit of insecurity.
That's very mannish of you to say.
I mean,
It's
for
very
instance,
brave.
there I was uncomfortable, and I asked her beforehand. I said, you know, I'm afraid of dogs. They have that big dog. Can you not say anything? I specifically said that, and when I felt that she kind of betrayed that and told them that I was, even though I was the one who was mistaken, I got a little mad.
So you think it's because you're insecure?
Yeah.
And how were you when you were young? Were you allowed to express yourself and your emotions as a kid?
Most of the time, we didn't really. You know, we didn't show our emotions that much. We kind of kept it held in a little
Inside.
bit more.
Okay, tell me some of the typical things that would make you have a tantrum. What are the things that set you off?
You know, most of the time, it's me.
It's you.
I'm mad at me. You know, in the morning, if I'm rushing around, I hit the snooze button a little too much, and I'm ironing, and I'm taking too long, and I hate rushing more than anything. I'll hit the ironing board or kick the ironing board. And
You'll kick the ironing board.
I will.
Because it did something to you.
Right.
Okay. You must have a fear of him in some kind of way that you don't want to set off the tantrum. You don't want it to happen.
Well, absolutely.
Do you change the way that you are around him?
Absolutely, sometimes, but I can usually tell when he's in that mode. You know, when he's real touchy sometimes. I can usually tell, and then sometimes I always call it powdering his booty. Just like you would a child, I say, I'm powdering your booty. Because sometimes he does. You can tell when he's in that sensitive mode, where he feels more vulnerable.
So, because, okay, he acts like a child, you call it powdering the booty. We watch the tape. To me, it looked like a mother talking to their child.
Yes.
Do you still want to have sex with him?
Yeah, absolutely.
You do? Okay. Because I would think that, you know how, like, you emasculate a man or he emasculates himself, he acts like a child, and you start being attracted. So you still want to do the do.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, after he throws one of those, it does take a while for me to get back in that mode. Like, where I want to hold his hand and be loving to him. Because usually for a while, I'm just like, oh, I don't even want to talk to you. You know what I mean? Because it just is so unattractive.
Do you ever think, I mean, you're kicking ironing boards, you're doing that type of stuff, which is aggressive. Do you ever, on a serious note, do you ever feel like it could turn into something abusive on you?
Well, you know, the thing is that most of the times he's by himself. So he'll go, like, into the spare bedroom. And, you know, then all of a sudden I hear things crashing and breaking, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what it's going to be this time. Is it the lamp? Am I going to have to replace this? You know, he doesn't really ever do it in front of me. But, I mean, there could be the possibility where he would be throwing one in. I would come in to, like, say, oh, calm down, honey. And, you know, there could be something flying through the air, and I could get hit with it.
You could get hit. What about taking your relationship to the next level? You've been together for 2 years.
Yes.
You ever think about marriage?
Yes, but I told him we need to get over this first, and we need to get through it because I want him to be a good example for children. If I was going to have children with him, I wouldn't want my, you know, 2-, 3-, 4-year-old child running in the bedroom and hiding because they're afraid of their father's screaming.
Or doing like their daddy does when they get older. Dr. Gary Courgette is an anger management specialist, and he treats people like Justin with temper control issues. So what do you think about his tantrums? Is this just like a normal thing that men do?
Well, you'd be surprised, Tyra, how many men actually do this. I mean, the thing to always remember is a tantrum or a mantrum is always about a fragile sense of self, feeling powerless in their world and trying to get control over the things that they think are controlling them. And it's a way of releasing all this pent-up frustration. Now, when we look at him, I mean, that's what's going on.
Do you think it could ever lead to physical abuse?
Well, yes, I think it could lead to physical abuse. I think before that, it's much more likely to lead to emotional abuse.
Yeah.
But before that, the person who's really getting abused is him.